I'm Curtis Walsh for Beaver County Radio News, 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
It's time to wake up and get driving in the fast lane here on Beaver County Radio. It's the morning show that talks about what's happening in the news, locally, regionally, and nationally. There's also music to get you started for the day, and Curtis Walsh will have the news. It's all brought to you by Patriot Home Care. And now, here is the host of the show, Frank Sparks.
All right, it is 8:36, and as we promised, in this morning and visiting with us is Dr. Kenya Johns. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. So you got this idea to run for state representative.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start out talking a little bit first. Tell everybody in the world who is Dr. Kenya Johns.
Well, I want to say thank you all for listening, and I do want to thank you for having me. It's really appreciated. You know, I've been coming to WBVP since I've been mayor, and, you know, as you know, I really do believe in the power of people being informed so that no matter what decision they make sure that's an informed decision. Mm-hmm. With that being said, I am the current mayor of the city of Beaver Falls. I've been the mayor now for 3 years. I'm a lifelong Beaver Countyan resident. Like most of us, I went away to college. I got my undergrad degree from Sleepy Rock University. I got my master's degree from Geneva College right here in Beaver County. And then I got my doctorate degree from Duquesne University. I grew up here and I raised my family here. Me and my husband have been high school sweethearts. So we're both Beaver County kids. And we have 2 daughters that go to Beaver Falls School. Super active in our community, which is super important because, you know, it's one thing to want to serve and just make decisions without knowing how your impacts are going to have. And in my style of understanding how politics should work, I think that we should be public servants and that we should serve the community first, which means showing up in spaces and being a helping hand in all different aspects of that. Mm-hmm. So that when we are making decisions, we know how it impacts those people directly.
Big weekend this weekend, Geneva College, huh? Homecoming this weekend. So, yeah. So big parade in Beaver Falls coming through. But, so that's going to be a fun weekend. All right, so you ran for mayor. And you're relatively new to politics. Mm-hmm. What made you decide you wanted to run for state representative when you know, I don't know if it was when Jim Marshall decided he wasn't going to run, that's when you made the decision, but what made you decide you wanted to run?
Yeah, so honestly, I had a very honest and direct conversation with Representative Marshall because I'm big on respect. You know, I think that we have a responsibility and, you know, politics have gotten crazy, but they really shouldn't at the local level. You know, at the end of the day, we're all going to work together. We need to collaborate together. And we have to make the space better for all of our citizens and all of our residents. So I talked to Representative Marshall first just to see where he was. You know, I would never have ran, you know, if he was still in that space, you know, out of the respect for him. But when he decided not to, you know, I talked about what are some of the pros and cons of doing it. What are some ways that it could help expand what we're doing, what we're trying to do across Beaver County. Because for what many people might not know, although I'm the mayor of the city of Beaver Falls, it's been my direct result of working directly across the county, you know, because I really do believe in a rising tide lifts all ships. So if we're doing something here, how can I share what we're doing that we found success in so that another community can be successful in? Or what can we take from other communities that have been successful so that we reinvent it for our community? And so I talked to him about that and trying to find ways to better the embodiment of Beaver County to make it a better place. And, you know, just through the conversations of him of the role and things like that and my own experience with some other representatives. And when he decided not to run, you know, I felt God put it on my heart to do that. So.
All right, we're visiting this morning with Dr. Kenya Johns. She is the Democrat candidate for the Pennsylvania State House Representatives in the 14th District, replacing Jim Marshall, who decided he was not going to run anymore. And you can tell he's ready for retirement. I don't know if you've seen him. He's got that big beard going on.
I like the beard.
I do too. I'm like, that's more you, Jim. You know, the clean cut, okay, but I like this, you know. So, but, you know, both you and Roman, who is running on the Republican ticket, both you guys have not a lot of experience in politics. What do you think? How can you benefit? Because that's one of the questions a lot of people are going to ask is, do you feel your lack of experience will hamper you, or do you think it will help you?
So I would kind of challenge that because, although I've only been a mayor for 3 years, I think what we've been able to accomplish in the relationships I've been able to develop on both sides of the party line are really going to be beneficial when I'm in that space. And I hope as a county, we're thinking strategically of putting someone there that has the relationships to be able to learn quickly or adapt quickly because they already have the relationships developed, whether it's working with any party. And I want to be clear on that. At the end of the day, our responsibility as a state representative is to serve the people and bring resources to our community and make it better for our community and across the Commonwealth. And I think with my track record of doing that, I've shown what I can do and what I'll continue to do to make sure that we're listening first and doing as the people want us to and instruct me to do as their leader.
So right now, and you mentioned relationships, we have the honor here in Beaver County of having 3 state representatives, Josh Kell, Rob Matsey, and Jim Marshall, who
I all have great relationships with.
Right, and they have done an excellent job, and they all work well together. It's like election season, they're one party or whatever it is, and then they all come together when it's over. How can you continue that progress that Jim, Rob, and Josh have done together? Because, they make Beaver County such a much better place together.
Well, I think that's a great question. And the reality of it is, I've already been doing that. Since we've been mayor, I've worked with all of these individuals. Josh was just in the Geneva Homecoming Parade last year as the Grand Marshal. We already have a great relationship, whether it's working on Flourish Beaver County. Rob Matsey and I have a great relationship. And Jim Marshall, I've already expressed how I feel about him and our relationship. I know we're on different party lines, but at the end of the day, we all do see the same, that we have to make Beaver County a better place. And just adding on those relationships, I think taking it down there, that would be the same motion and narrative that we would do. And I think that we would work great together to continue to bring and pull resources to our community.
So what are some of the things as Mayor Beaver Falls under your watch and under the council and everything that you guys have done together that you're proud of?
So, that's so many great things. Honestly, it's been such a honor and blessing to sit in this space, to see the community really rally around each other and come together. And as any good leader, I think that anyone can be a leader, but it takes a good leader is allowing the people to be in power and control of their outcomes and their decisions. So, I'm very excited about the projects we worked on because they're not because of me, they're because of our community stepping up and knowing that these are the things that they want and these are the things that they can continue whether I'm in this space or not. So one of the things I'm really excited about is our downtown. You can visually see a change in downtown Beaver Falls. And I am very appreciative to our street department, all of our city manager, our council, and our community that is really our business district. All of these people that were at one time were separate entities that really, quite frankly, didn't really work together as often as they could have really rallied together. The community residents have really rallied together. And our downtown, looks a lot better. I'm excited about the business development we've been able to bring in, which has been great for the community, in the process now of bringing in things that keep things exciting, entertaining. Beaver County has a lack of entertainment. So finding ways to support those businesses that are trying to do that. I'm excited about the collaborations we've been able to do to make stronger partnerships with our schools and our surrounding municipalities. It's been great talking about things about like our fire districts or our police districts and things like that will save the taxpayers and the residents, money, but also give them a better and higher quality service, which ultimately is the goal, is that people are getting the best service they can.
So what are some of the things that you would like to see, some of the changes or some of the ideas you bring to the table if you are elected to represent the 14th District?
So I think resources are the number one thing, finding ways that we can collaboratively go out and approach funding streams to better our communities. I love the fact that Beaver County has so many different identities. I love that people are prideful of the homes that they have. And I think that they should continue to have that pride in their community. I think they should have the resources to be able to make sure that their identities are able to be strong in what they believe in and their values. Although things might look a little different in my community or another community, we all want to be safe. We want to feel like we can enjoy ourselves. We want to take care of our families, and we want to be healthy. I don't think you're going to meet any person that's going to say that's not what they want.
Right.
And that's what I'm committed to do. And also, I think that we have a responsibility to have someone in that space that understands the impact that decisions have on local government. If you talk to anyone in your municipalities, there's been a number of decisions and mandates that have happened that have negatively impacted the residents of communities and the outcomes of communities when it comes to funding streams or things like that, because they're not taking in consideration those impacts that it has on communities like ours in Beaver County. You know, Southwestern PA is such a powerhouse and has so much that we add to the entire Commonwealth. And, you know, I'm excited to champion that and bring in a lot more of what we should have.
Availability. That's one of the big things. Josh Kell, Jim Marshall, Rob Matsey, you can pretty much walk in their office when they're not in Harrisburg, and they're there to help you. Will that continue?
Absolutely. You know, you know me very well. Yep. You know, I'm available now. And when I'm in that role, I would take that extra responsibility to make sure that not only am I present there, but I'm present in the community. You know, people need to know who their state representative. People need to know and be able to come, whether you're having a good problem or a bad problem, to know that that's a safe space to go there and talk about these things. Because at the end of the day, we are public servants and we're there to serve the public. And we have to represent all of our constituents. So we need to hear them. So that's my beliefs anyways.
What would you see more funding wise for our area? What type of more funding would you like to see? I mean, our infrastructure is not the best. We've gotten a lot of funding recently. We just had that big press conference in Ambridge talking about streetscapes and redoing streetscapes. We've seen Ambridge in a renaissance. We've seen Beaver Falls turning around with the new park and that beautiful facility that's by the library there. So what are some more monies you would like to see come into Beaver County to improve some things? So
infrastructure is definitely one. And every community within our district, there is at least one infrastructure project that has been unfunded or underfunded that has negatively impacted every resident in that community, or at least the majority of the residents in that community, whether it's in Elwood City or whether it's in Coppell or whether it's in New Brighton or Falston. There's a lot of infrastructure projects that have impacted our community. You know, you remember 51 was closed for a large period of time. And that has implications. We know, we've seen that. Beaver Falls had a road that was closed. You know, all of these things have challenged our communities, and it didn't just impact that community, right? You personally experienced this.
Absolutely. Yes.
So that is absolutely one space. And then also, you know, being a part of the fair funding formula, we have amazing schools in Beaver County. You know, I've had the pleasure of being a part of Flourish Beaver County and seeing a lot of that work come to the table to really try to make it a better place for all of us. So finding ways to make sure the fair funding formula is exactly that, fair, so that our schools have adequate representation, so that New Brighton can do the great projects they want to do, or Blackhawk can work on the things they want to, or Freedom can, you know, support their volleyball team and things like that. So making sure that we're doing what we can, that the allocations and resources are met.
We're visiting with Dr. Kenya Johns this morning. She is on the Democrat ticket for the 14th District, running for that seat in the State House of Representatives. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back with more right after this.
Cornell here from the Beaver Cemetery and Mausoleum. Art, I see the heritage area is now available. What is that?
These are sections that are part of the original cemetery design of more than 150 years ago and are known as the old sections. Currently, we have 65 additional cemetery plots we have reconfigured and named the Heritage Section in the area that most people see when traveling on 3rd Street.
Thanks, Art. Beaver Cemetery and Mausoleum, serving all of Beaver County since 1865. Buffalo Street, Beaver.
Geneva College Golden Tornadoes football is back on Beaver County Radio for a special selection of games that will air throughout the season. Geneva football on Beaver County Radio is brought to you by the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Pride Transportation Group, Tri-State Sporting Arms, True Value Hardware in the East Rochester Shop and Save, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, the Beaver Falls Athletic Department, East Rochester and Tusca Shop and Save, Geneva College, and Beaver County Radio.
95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com, invite you to tune in to Sounds of Faith. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 for a mix of the best sacred music of all time. Sounds of Faith is brought to you by Crawford Tire in Beaver. the William Murphy Funeral Home, City Rescue Mission, MRS Physical Therapy, Circle of Friends, J&J Spratt Funeral Home, and Rome Monument and Inspirational Gifts. Sounds of Faith, uplifting, relaxing, and inspiring radio. Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMVA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
Tune into the Coach's Corner every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. The show is hosted by Mike Kazanian and John Parado and will feature a local coach each week. The show will be video streamed live on the Beaver County Radio Facebook page and YouTube channel. The Coach's Corner is being brought to you by Carver Construction, the St. Barnabas Health System, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Baconi's Moon Township Ford, the YMCA, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness Program, Fry Transportation Group, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, the Community College of Beaver County, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fat Boys Cigars, Geneva College, and Beaver County Radio.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls. You're listening to Beaver County Radio, coming to you live from the Fry Transportation Studios. Beaver County Radio and Fry Transportation, a winning team. 99.3 FM and WBVP, providing news, sports, and information for 76 years.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at BeaverCountyRadio.com.
Here's the Beaver County forecast on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at BeaverCountyRadio.com.
And your forecast for today, a chance of morning showers and afternoon thunderstorms and a high of 75 degrees. Tonight, chance of showers and thunderstorms low down to 64. Slight chance of morning showers. Otherwise, it's going to be cloudy tomorrow, high of 77 degrees. Currently, we are sitting at 65 degrees, cloudy skies. And we are visiting this morning with Dr. Kenya Johns. She is the candidate on the Democrat committee on the Democrat side for the 14th district of here in our local area. I live in the 14th district, and that entails New Brighton, Beaver Falls, Koppel, all throughout that area. So, and her opponent's Roman Kozak, both of them running against each other. And I like the idea that I'm going to be straightforward and honest with you.
I hope so.
Whoever wins, I think we're in a win-win situation here because know both of you personally, and I think Beaver County is in a win-win situation here, to be honest with you. Education, you brought it up, so let's talk a little bit about it. What's your thoughts about the way things are going in Harrisburg right now with the Fair Education Act and all those things that are going on? What do you feel about that? So,
I think that's a great question. It's an important question, especially for our residents in Beaver County. If we look at our demographics here, the amount that we're paying in educational taxes are not the same, across the county or even across the district, if we're going to be quite honest. And because of that, having the fair funding formula that makes sure that every school is adequately funded at the same capacity that they need to be successful helps us. It helps communities be able to drop school taxes. I'm very thankful in Beaver Falls they even dropped the $10 capital tax that they had for residents, finding creative ways to help support schools and their initiatives and things like that. So whenever we do that and we can lessen the burden on our community, lower the taxes for our residents, especially, a lot of people in our district are on fixed incomes, whether they're retired or, jobs nowadays and things like that. Making sure that we're finding a formula that is fair and adequate so that we can help our seniors, we can help our small businesses, we can help our communities by lowering the taxes is an essential part of all that we do. Since I've been mayor, we haven't raised taxes, and that's been integral because if we believe in our community and we know that we have to do what we have to do, but we also know that people are stretched thin. We know that people don't have it. So we're trying to find a way. And I would take the same ideas and practices because I have history of it, right? I've shown it to Harrisburg on trying to find a ways to support our communities and do these things in a way that acknowledges an issue, which is funding for education, while also supporting the fact that people are really tapped out.
Yeah, that's for sure. When it comes to being a state representative, you talked about seniors. Our seniors, and we have a huge population of people who are of that age in Beaver County,
Absolutely.
as you stated. So what are some of the things you would like to, we got many good programs for them, but what's some of the things you'd like to see added for seniors? Big thing has been recently the talk of property taxes and some type of a rebate for them.
Yeah, and I would be in full support of that. Another initiative that I would be in full support of is the whole home repair program. I think that for a county like Beaver County, that is an essential program that has to happen. A lot of our communities, once again, are on fixed incomes, and it's not that they don't want to care for their house. The cost of these products have gone up. They can't afford to take out another loan to fix these things, and they want to repair their homes. They have so much pride in their community and so much pride in their homes and how many years they've been able to raise a family and live there and be staples to their communities, that they just need these supports to be able to repair their gutters or paint their house or take care of these things that oftentimes will cause people to sell their homes. And I don't know about you, Frank, but I don't want people leaving their homes or leaving their communities. I like strong rooted people in their communities and environment because it's those people that change our communities and make them better. So programs like that are going to help them be able to sustain their homes and be a part of their communities are essential.
Absolutely. I mean, I always tell everybody, I grew up on Crescent Heights, which is up off Oak Hill, on the hill in New Brighton. I've lived on Oak Hill my whole life, and I plan on being planted on Oak Hill. And I
There's nothing wrong with that.
I want to die I don't want to leave my house eventually, so I would love to be able to continue to afford it as well. So, all right, what are something else, anything else I didn't hit that you want to talk about that you feel or anything? This is your opportunity now. We have a couple minutes left.
Absolutely. Once again, I do want to thank you for having me. It's really appreciated. I really just want to talk to the listeners right now that are trying to decide what they want to do for this political season. It's a lot of turmoil, and I want to be a candidate that helps you find peace. I want you to know when you go to the voting booth to vote for me that you're voting for someone that's going to listen to you, even if we don't always agree, that is going to listen to you and make sure that they're not just listening to listen, but to listen to make sure that you're heard, that your values are going to be represented, and that you're going to be seen. You're going to have equal access to me and opportunities to really come together as a community to solve some complex problems that, quite frankly, haven't been solved in quite a long time. I know a lot of us are looking for a landing place to just make our community stronger and better, and I'm the candidate that is really excited to be a part of that journey with you and help lead the platform to be able to do that. I believe in Beaver County. I'm a lifelong Beaver Countyan. I believe in our community. I know what we can do because I've seen it personally. And I'm excited for the things that, if you elect me as your next state representative, that we're going to do. So I thank you all for that.
Well, we really appreciate you coming in this morning. It's been fun. Enjoy you coming in to talk, and hopefully, as I was talking off the air, we can get you to come in and talk about the mayor and the good things happening in Beaver Falls, because more and more, and I've seen the utilization of different things in Beaver Falls that have happened over the last couple of years. Unfortunately, we're not there no more. I miss my 1.5-mile trip to work. It's now a 10-mile trip to work, but
it's a little bit more scenic though.
Is it really? I mean, come on. Is it really? I love people, and I used to love walking to lunch on Beaver Falls and just, a lot of times going to Athens or whatever and just seeing people and having fun and, just walking down the main street. So I do miss that. But, it is nice, driving in here at 6 o'clock in the morning and dodging deer, I mean, let's be real. So
I would like to plug, though, that we have a lot of great initiatives, and projects that are going on. The Beaver Falls, I'm so excited about this. We have a Beaver Falls calendar. So any events that are happening in Beaver Falls or surrounding communities, we have a one-stop shop calendar. So please check it out. We have so many great events. The CDC is hosting that. On October 26th, we are having a bar crawl in the city that will have transportation. We want to make sure that people are having fun in our community, but also want to make sure safety is always a priority for ours. And also every Friday until October 25th, we have Fridays in the Park. Please stop by. It's all free. It's free concerts. It's a great time to come out and have the community. Frank, you're welcome to come back.
Absolutely.
So
I was actually over there tonight. I was watching from a distance because I didn't want to get in trouble. The night the Honky Tonk Heroes played.
They were good.
Yeah. So Tony Lang's one of our guys, and we love Tony Lang. He comes in all the time on our other station. So, well, thank you for coming in. Hopefully, we can get you back in here in the next couple weeks and talk about what's going on in Beaver Falls, because I think there's a lot of exciting things.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's definitely appreciated.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Come November, what's the date?
5th.
5th? Yeah. Okay. That's coming so fast, isn't it?
I know.
So, all right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Yep. Have a great one.
All right, everybody. You have a great day.
Make good choices.
Yes, there you go. We'll talk tomorrow, and we'll have more. Tomorrow's Thursday already. Eddie Crow's up next. I know. You got to listen to Eddie for 3 hours. Have a good day.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas.